Hello YouTube, we are back. We're starting to build the walls for this tiny house now. We're gonna start with the simplest wall, which is the short side, or well, rather long, the dormer side short wall. So as you can see, it's got only 4 studs and a top plate and a bottom plate. So we're gonna start framing this, and then we're gonna increasingly move on to the more complex walls. So you'll see it in action in a little bit. Guys, we're back. So we're starting to build this wall now. So this is basically a long side on the other side of the entrance. So I call it a long side without door. So it has a one window and a dormer side and the non-dormer side. So because we're gonna build this wall and put it on the trailer later on, so what we're doing is we're building this section first so we can kind of easily carry it out, and I have a small space I can build this on. So this is we're building this as a separate piece, and then we're gonna build this piece with the window as a separate piece. And notice there's a wheel well. So I mean, I'm gonna try to share plans somehow, but you can kind of see all the dimension. And again, your dimensions gonna be, you know, a lot different than mine. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, you see my stud spacing is quite wide at locations, and the reason we were gonna frame initially with a 24-inch to the center studs, but the inside finished material we got, which is a quarter-inch plywood, we were able to find like a pieces of plywood that happened to be 31 and a quarter, or half, sorry. So notice that's the spacing here. So those pieces happen to be 31 and a quarter inch wide and some little less than a 48-inch tall. So we decided to modify the entire framing so we can match those plywood spacing. So my center to center spacing on a lot of the studs where I can gonna be up to 31 and a half. A lot of places you're gonna see it's a lot smaller. And I try to distribute so I have enough studs spanned across to carry the roof load. And again, we're not talking about heavy roof here. So got a couple of stud here and a couple of stud here. So that should carry the load of the entire roof on this section, for example. And so I only have 2 studs in the middle, and so on and so forth on the rest of the framing. But you're gonna see kind of some odd dimensions on the framing for my plan. Again, that's because of the way we're trying to recycle the material as much as we can from either my own shop or Craigslist. So So you're gonna have to bear with those dimensions. And again, if you're gonna build a tiny house, the chances are you're not gonna be able to follow anybody's plan to the dot. It's just not possible because of where you live, what kind of trailer you have, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna get started building this particular wall, and then we're gonna build this one next. So that's, and we're gonna come back after that to talk about the other wall. Alright guys, we're back checking in. So we had some trouble building this section of the wall. We made a last minute design change, and somehow these guys weren't fitting together, so it took us a while to fumble around. But so we forgot to shoot half of the video for building this section of the wall. But this, like you can see, is a longer wall, longer section of the long wall. On the other side of the entrance. So you see there is a big opening for the 60 by 48 inch window, and this opening here for a wheel well, and that end over there by the window is gonna what's join into the dormer side of the wall section. So that's all we have so far, and we're gonna build the last wall, which is an entrance side long wall, and that would conclude our wall building.